Hello, God bless. This is Daniel Maximoff, and today's vlog is gonna be my take on the case of Epstein, or should I say, the enthralling case of Epstein. The pro pedophile, yeah, that guy. As you all are aware, because this requires no explanation, or actually, yeah, no further introduction. Sorry. That the guy allegedly killed himself while on suicide watch. Well, technically, he attempted to kill himself but was unsuccessful, so they put him on suicide watch. And then days later, it resurfaced that he had killed himself, and that's it. Oh God, where to begin with this? I guess let's start with the obvious. Let's start with the obvious. Let's get the obvious out of the way. When you're on suicide watch, you either put on a straitjacket or on the nude. They, you know, they pretty much isolate you from anything that can actually kill you. Sharp objects, bed sheets, shoelaces, toothbrushes, anything that you can potentially use to kill yourself, they isolate you from. They treat you pretty much like a mental patient when when you're put into a white pillow room and you're just with a straitjacket on, and that's how they pretty much how they do it. Like, or sometimes they just put you on the nude, completely nude, but regardless, you have nothing to kill yourself with, unless you twist your own neck, or unless you snap your own neck, or do a backflip and then land on your head. You swan dive and land on your neck. But I hardly doubt it, even though it has resurfaced that the guy has broken, neck, symptoms of broken neck. I don't know. It's truly, like, I'm in shock, unbelief, and still processing how you can let someone like this pass away without bringing them to justice first, because I think that the guy should have faced he should face a long time in prison for what he did. So the easy way out is clearly death. And at the end of the day, I don't believe at all in the slightest that he killed himself, and I don't believe anybody does. And those who believe in it are far gone, that I don't feel like they can ever be returned, because with all the fake news that's going on, without the staging and all of the lies, tyranny of lies that's been spread out, to believe in something this ridiculous puzzles the mind. So bear with me, those who believe in it are far gone. I don't believe they can ever be rescued from the depths of insanity, to put it nicely. So it's kind of like, so the guy commits suicide, and just like supposedly committed suicide on suicide watch, and while in prison, and with a whole lot of to be exposed, because again, the guy was I guess the head of a massive pedophile ring. And this happens. I don't know what to say. I have two people to blame for this. I would like to say that this right now, like, politicians are never ever be held accountable for their actions. They're never. Celebrities can, because celebrities are exposable. Like, they can face trial and have their image destroyed and ripped to pieces before they're annihilated. But politicians are the special breed of, like, they have diplomatic immunity. They never face trial for what they did, even though within the inner circle of the deep state, or should I say, let me call them by a new name, because I feel like the Illuminati and deep state are just over exaggerated, and just it sounds very fictional when you analyze it carefully. The masters, they're the masters. Okay, the Illuminati's new name is the Masters. I was gonna say this for a vlog. I'm gonna vlog about this in another one, but let me just call them by their truly. They're the Masters. They are never held accountable. They get away with killing. They get away with causing the depressions. They get away with cutting resources, with, you know, ruling with an iron fist, and playing a facade for people with a PG-13 face. And actually, you know, there's a shadow government. So it's like a lake. You know, I'm gonna quote Donald Trump on this one. Yeah, they're the swamp after all. Even though I shouldn't be quoting Donald Trump, because I feel like he's to blame for this too, because the guy was in prison, and you know, this is a guy who's from Hollywood, so I have to assume that he knew he should have done something about it. The one chance for the Clintons to get back at the Clintons and actually expose them for what they are, and now this happened, and that opportunity is ruined. So, and that, you know, so let me digress and just go back to what I was saying. So the Masters, they get away with anything because they're above the law, above Congress. They're within Congress, actually. The royalties, you know, the monarchies, governments, people with high skill jobs who you wouldn't, within the government officials, at the institutional levels, like the heads of institutions themselves, are within the inner circles of the Masters, a group of entities who are above the law and are pretty much the principalities of the world, of our societies, who the governors who we have to submit to, unfortunately. But we have to, because I'm not for lawlessness, so we have to submit to. And this is where we are. This is where we are, you know. And what's the main goal, objective of the Masters? You say, simple: to recreate what happened in the days of Noah. I don't know if you guys are ever read on Genesis, but Noah's case was a very dangerous case. A very, very dangerous case, because God pretty much flooded the entire world, with an exception of, 6 people: Noah, his wife, his sons, and his sons' wives. So they want to and so you can only imagine how many souls were claimed in that particular time. And I mean, the gates of hell opened wide that day, at that moment, and only like a small group of people were spared. So, and also there's Sodom and Gomorrah's case, where only 4 people escaped. Not even, 3, because it was what's his name again? Lot. Yeah, Lot and his daughters escaped. His wife perished by looking back, and then was turned to a soft stone, and then she was gone with the winds. So there's that. So they want to recreate that, because the more souls the more they get God, they want God's wrath, and they're aware of their time. Like, these people are, I wouldn't call them humans. I guess they masquerade as such, and they infiltrate the soul, and are responsible. These spirits are responsible for influencing our society today, especially with the rise of abnormalities and all, and lawlessness. But you look at this and you analyze it carefully, and you realize that these are the Masters, and they're aware that their time is short. They're aware that one day that they're gonna have to kneel. But before that day comes, before they face the ultimate trial, they'll take they'll take what was taken from them. they'll take they'll take as many as possible with them, and they have zero empathy or remorse for what they will do, because at the end of the day they're spiritualist entities taking the form of solid individuals. So what do they have to lose? Just a soul, maybe. So these are the entities that are in control, and they have succeeded in actually bringing Armageddon over and over. I don't know how what happened in the Dark Ages, but where they destroyed a lot of evidence that is lost in history, or maybe it wasn't lost; it was made to look fictional to people. You wouldn't know, because the thing about conspiracy theories is that they open holes to more questions that that they don't seem like the September 11, how the Twin Towers collapsed, and the Titanic story, that it could have been saved by a nearby ship, but wasn't. So there's a lot of plot holes that and these people are. Let me quote Lady Gaga on this one. Evil. I'm gonna quote. This is from Lady Gaga. Darkness or evil, whatever you want to call it, is intelligent. It's an invisible snake that, while it's planning to attack, is thinking to itself, I'm going to divide my enemies into smaller enemies in order to be easy to be taken down. So as everybody is trying to figure out which group is causing the problem, evil's winning. So this is how the hierarchy of demons work, and this is how they operate from the strongholds of the government. Like, anyone who dares to speak out, or anyone who dares to snitch them out and get on their bad side, get killed. Alex Jones should know. I don't buy anything from him, because at the end of the day he should be dead. He should not even be. I personally don't see Alex Jones as a credible source, because a lot of the things he does voice out are true, and I would like to know how he found out. Because either when you listen to Alex Jones, you either think that it makes you wonder how he knows all of this stuff. So either he's part of the Illuminati, or they don't exist. So I don't know how he's alive, especially when being a lonely crusader powering against them. So but going back to Epstein, the guy was caught, jailed, placed on suicide watch after the first attempt was unsuccessful, and now he's dead, taking with him to the grave everything he knew, all the people that he most likely would have snitched out. And here we are back to square one with 2020 coming forward, and this has nothing to do with Republican or Democratic. It has nothing to do with I guess you could say trial or justice. This has to do with power. At the end of the day, I have to keep in mind that the prophecy has to be fulfilled, and these people know the prophecy too. Like, they're aware it's not fictional. They're aware, and it has to be fulfilled, and nothing can step in their way from taking place. So I always have to keep that in mind. I have to keep in mind that the president also was from the Hollywood, and that this effort that I see by Republicans now wasn't present 8 years ago, but it should have been present. So I have to keep, politics is just a facade at the end of the day. I don't know what conservatives are trying to conserve anymore. I don't know what, leftists obviously are so far gone that, they're straight from hell. Like, so politics is out of their, it's off the roof. So may God have mercy. May God take, because this this case is one of many cases. Michael Jackson once snitched them out, and then the guy was killed. Whitney Houston snitched them out, and she was killed. You know, there's a picture of the Pope once kissing the Quran, and I guess he was killed, like, you know, mummified or something. Like, you know, there's always a conspiracy going on that needs to be, you know, this needs to be said, and these people need to be brought for justice, because when you use, you know, innocent human beings to attempt slaughter, or in this case kids, for a pedophile, which is grotesque and the most inhumane thing you can ever do. I mean, using kids, you know, when you take part in something like that, you need to face, you know, be brought to justice for perjury and obstruction of justice, and for the most cruel and unusual, you know, crime inevitable. But you need to be put to justice, and death, unfortunately, is only the beginning. So maybe they staged his death, which I doubt it. But should he perish for real, I can only imagine where he's at right now. But I have to keep in mind, I also have to keep that there is salvation for the soul, especially those who are among the living, that they can be saved. You know, the dark entities cannot win. You know, I guess at times they have, but I know for a fact that once a person is among the living, they have a choice. They can do something about it and make things right. Because I guess when you're on the living, you're not beyond saving. You can do something to make things right where you were made wrong. But, you know, I don't know what to say in this case. It was just uncalled for, and nobody believes this guy committed suicide. So I don't know. They're at a standstill, and I'm very disappointed in the administration and politics as a whole, because I don't feel like it's getting anywhere. I really don't feel like it's getting anywhere, and I think things are gonna get way worse before they get better. And what I'm seeing now is just the beginning of what's to come. So, you know, there's no escaping it. So this is my take on the enthralling case of Epstein. I will be linking down below the Crusader comics, so you guys can read along, you know, where the conspiracies began and where they tell it in such details. So I will be linking down below the Crusaders, so you guys can read, you know, the Christian comics. So, and hopefully get a detailed understanding of what's going on around you, because it's very, you know, the wake-up call is now. Right now we're in the midst of a black awakening. So the wake-up call is now, you know, and every opportunity you need to grasp, because there's not much time left, and this is just the beginning. Like, if they can do this to this guy Epstein, they can do it to anybody. They can write scripts. You don't need to voice your opinions or voice that or pretty much, you know, be your own lawyer, because they have everything already made up. They script trials, they stage stuff. These people are pretty much the same demons that that have existed for generations, millennia, like the dark entities that, you know, that one day they'll face trial, but they have been around, so they can get away with anything. So, but, you know, at the end, right will triumph over wrong. You know, you cannot, you know, they're aware of what's, you know, if the devil's at work, so he's aware of his future. So, well, this is my take on this ordeal. God bless, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye-bye.